Alright, good afternoon everyone, and how are you all doing? My name is Pascal from the Department of the Episodical Muslim. In this video, I will be taking a course titled Genetics. Yes. But in this video, I will just be discussing on the history. I will just be giving you guys a brief history of genetics. Alright, genetics. Wow, this my marker is a bit faint. Let me divide my board. Alright. History of genetics. A brief history of genetics. Alright, before then, a simple introduction. Alright. First and foremost, genetics is a science that deals with the study of heredity and variation. It is a science that deals with the study of what? Heredity and variation. Right? Heredity refers to the transmission of character from parents to offspring, while variation refers to the differences that exist among individuals of the same family, species, or population. Genetics is a science that deals with the study of what? Heredity and variation. Heredity, the transmission of traits or character from parents to offspring, while variation refers to the differences that exist among individuals of related species, family, or population. Alright, although children often resemble their parents and siblings, despite that they still show some variation. Genetics try to explain both the similarities and differences that exist. Alright, so therefore, genetics, it is the study of heredity factors. The study of heredity factor that transmits biological information from one generation to another. Alright, okay. The concept of genetics was introduced in the year 1906 by William Bateson. 1906 by William Bateson. William Bateson defined genetics as the science dealing with heredity and variation, and he tried to seek the law governing similarities and differences among individuals of the same species or related individuals. Are we together? The concept of genetics was introduced in the year 1906 by William Bateson. He defined genetics as the science dealing with the study of heredity and variation, and also he tried to seek the law governing similarities and governing heredity and variation among related individuals. Alright, also the concept of gene was introduced in the year 1909. It was introduced in the year 1909 by by William Johansen. William Johansen discovered the concept of gene in the year 1909. He defined gene as a hereditary factor that transmits traits from parents to offspring. Are we together? He defined gene as a hereditary factor. Yes, that transmits traits. That transmit traits from parents to offspring. That transmit traits or character from parent to offspring. And also, gene is responsible for explaining the phenomena that happens in heredity and variation, in the sense that gene is responsible for explaining the phenomena that happens in heredity and variation. We are together to this point, right? I said the concept of gene was introduced in the year 1909 by William Johansen. He defined gene as a hereditary factor that is responsible for the transmission of traits from parents to offspring, and also gene is responsible for explaining the phenomenon that happens in heredity and variation. All right, some of the earliest history of heredity. All right, some of the earliest history of heredity. Number one, we have the Hippocrates. The Hippocrates theory. Some of the earliest history, or some of the earliest theory of heredity. Number one, we have the Hippocrates theory. Around 400 BC. That is before Christ, right? Yes, around 400 BC. All right. The Hippocrates, in his theory, he proposed that tiny representative elements from different parts of the body, tiny representative, let me use a short form, elements from different parts of the body, yes, is collected in the semen. Yes, he stated that fine representative elements from different parts of the body is collected in the semen, and these elements, they are responsible for the development of the embryo. That is, these elements collected, they are responsible for the development. They are responsible for the development of embryo. They are responsible for the development of embryo, and according to Hippocrates theory, acquired characteristics from parents can be transferred to offspring. Acquired characteristics or acquired traits, these are traits or character that develop during the lifetime of an individual. That is, an individual is not born with it. It later develop during lifetime due to environment. It might be due to environment, learning, and experience. Are we together? Yes, that is, an individual develop it later in life. According to this Hippocrates theory, he believed that, or he stated that, acquired characteristics of traits can be transmitted from parents to offspring. Alright, let me give a simple illustration to explain the Hippocrates theory. Alright, suppose a father who develops strong muscle. Are we together? Suppose a father who develops strong muscle because he often go to gym. That is, he develops strong muscle because he often go to gym, and a mother who has a long hair. According to Hippocrates theory, tiny particles from the father muscle is collected in the semen. And also tiny particles from the mother hair, from the mother hair is also contributed. So according to the Hippocrates theory, that is, tiny particle from the father muscle is collected in the semen, tiny particle from the mother cell is contributed also, so the child may develop to have strong muscle like the father, and also has long hair, strong muscle like the father. long hair, like the mother. Long hair like the mother. That is what Hippocrates proposed in his theory. That is, there is transfer of actual body parts from parents to offspring. Are we together to this one? All right. Another history, another theory was proposed by Aristotle around 384. Yes, it was 382 to 322 BCE. That is before common era. That's the meaning of BCE. Before common era. It's also similar with BC, which is before Christ. BC is more connected to faith, that is religion, right? While BC is a neutral one. Before common era. Alright, Aristotle around 382 to 322 BC, he rejected Hippocrates' theory. He rejected this man here. He rejected Hippocrates' theory because mutilated and crippled parents do not always produce abnormal children. The reason why he rejected Hippocrates' theory, he stated that crippled parents do not always produce abnormal children. So therefore, Aristotle, he proposed in his own theory that the father's semen provide the form or plan of the offspring. The mother blood, why the mother blood? The mother blood provide the substance, provide the blood or substance or material for the development of the child or the offspring. That is what Aristotle he proposed in his theory, that the father's semen provides the form or plan of the offspring, while the mother blood provides the substance or material for the development of the offspring. According to Aristotle's theory, he laid emphasis that inheritance is as a result of transmission of information from parents to offspring, and that information is responsible for the development of the embryo, not the transfer of actual body parts. You know that in Hippocrates' theory believed that there is transfer of actual body parts from parents to offspring. That is why in his theory, he said that a father that has a strong muscle have the tendency of transmitting that strong muscle to his offspring. But Aristotle rejected it. Are we together? Stating that crippled parents or mutilated parents do not always produce abnormal offspring. Then he provided his own theory, stating that the father's semen provide the form or plan of the offspring, while the mother blood provide the substance for the development of the offspring. Are we together? Alright, let me give you a simple illustration to explain the Aristotle's theory. Okay, let's think of what will I use now? Alright, let's think of building a house. Yes, right. Let's think of building a house, right? You know the architect's drawing, right? The architect will first of all draw. Alright, architect. The architect drawing represents the design of the building. Are we together? The architect drawing represents the design of the building, that is the plan or the framework of the building. Why the cement, the brick water, wood, zinc, lead, they represent the material used to build the house. Just a simple illustration to explain the Aristotle's theory. Are we together? The architect drawing represents the plan, which correlates with the father's semen provide the form or the plan of the offspring. Are we together? So the cement, the brick, the water, the sand, the zinc represent the material used for building the house, right? According to Aristotle's theory, the father's semen provides the plan of the child, while the mother blood provides the material or the substance for the development of the child. Are we together? So, therefore, the child will develop, or the offspring or the embryo will develop according to the design, that is, according to the drawing of the father. Are we together? Using the material of the mother. We are together to this point. That is, the embryo will develop according to the design of the father, using the material of the mother. So, in essence, Hippocrates, he believed that every part of the body deposits tiny particles which form the offspring. While Aristotle, he believed that the father provided the plan, while the mother provided the material for development. Are we together to this point? All right. There is something also we call the aura seminalis. The aura seminalis. My God is not back. All right. There's one called the aura seminalis. The aura seminalis. All right. In the 17th century, Williams, 17th century, Williams Harvey. In the 17th century, Williams Harvey, he discovered the hereditary influence on semen. Hereditary influence in semen, which we call aura seminalis. Aura seminalis. Which is the aura seminalis is an invisible force that is responsible for inheritance. We are together to this point. All right. Also, there's what we call the preformation theory. Yes, this one is very important to me. I love it. I love the theory so much. The preformation theory. All right. The preformation theory states that the entire organism already exists in a tiny form inside the semen or ova or egg. Are we together? That during development it just becomes bigger and bigger. The preformation theory, it states that the entire organism already exists in the semen or egg, that it grows bigger and bigger during development. And also there are some scientists that supported this theory on the lines of the Jan Swamadan, Nicholas Hatsoka, Nicholas Hatsoka. These scientists, they supported the preformation theory, which states that the entire organism already exists inside the sperm or the semen or the ova, that during development it becomes only bigger and bigger. Yes. John Somadan, he stated that a miniature woman called the homunculus already exists. They believe that it already exists already exists inside the sperm or ova, that during development it just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Alright, just imagine a very tiny baby. Let's just imagine a very tiny, that is what, to explain what this theory is saying, the preformation theory. Just imagine a very tiny baby inside a seed. Are we together? When that seed is planted and watered, according to this theory, the baby inside, the tiny baby inside, does not develop any new feature, but it only becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Are we together? That is what the preformists they believe. They believe that is what happened during development. That is, in essence, they believe that a very tiny woman already exists inside the sperm. That pregnancy is just only responsible for the development of that tiny human being. That is what the preformists believe. Are we together? And yes, that is what the preformists believe. Later on, genetics later developed into a scientific discipline. That is, it later evolved into a scientific discipline. That is, into a precise and mathematical science where heredity is being studied using scientific principle, calculation, and observation. It later evolved into a scientific discipline. We are together to this point. And also, it later reached a stage in which genetics later reached a stage in which the genetic makeup of the parents can be used to explain the characteristics of their offspring. In this video, that is the brief history of genetics. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.